Have you ever wondered whether the changes you're noticing when you use the bathroom are simply a normal part of getting older, or whether your body is trying to tell you something important? Many men quietly accept waking up several times during the night, waiting longer for their urine to start flowing, or feeling like the bladder never completely empties. They convince themselves that every man eventually experiences these problems, so there is nothing they can do. The truth is far more encouraging. While aging does influence the prostate, many of the symptoms that interfere with daily life are also affected by the choices you make every single day. Small habits, repeated consistently, can help support prostate function, improve urinary comfort, and contribute to better overall health. I'm glad you've decided to spend these next few minutes with me, because understanding your prostate isn't just about preventing disease. It's about protecting your independence, your confidence, your sleep, and your quality of life for many years to come. Think about how often prostate problems quietly shape everyday decisions. Some men avoid long road trips because they're worried they won't find a restroom in time. Others stop going to sporting events or movies because sitting through a couple of hours feels stressful instead of enjoyable. Many wake up repeatedly throughout the night, only to spend the next day feeling exhausted, distracted, and less energetic than they used to. Over time, these small inconveniences begin to affect relationships, hobbies, work, and emotional well-being. What surprises many people is that these changes often happen so gradually that they barely notice how much their lifestyle has adapted around urinary symptoms. But here's the encouraging news. Your body has an incredible ability to respond positively when you provide it with the right support. While no lifestyle habit can guarantee complete protection against every prostate condition, research continues to show that regular physical activity, nutritious eating, quality sleep, healthy circulation, and proper hydration all play meaningful roles in maintaining prostate health as men grow older. These aren't expensive treatments. They aren't complicated medical procedures. Most of them cost little or nothing, yet they can make a noticeable difference when practiced consistently. One of the biggest misconceptions I hear from patients is that prostate health only matters after symptoms become severe. In reality, the best time to care for your prostate is long before problems begin interfering with your daily routine. Just as brushing your teeth helps prevent cavities, instead of waiting until pain develops, supporting your prostate early gives your body the best opportunity to stay healthy over time. Let's briefly talk about what the prostate actually does. The prostate is a small gland located just below the bladder and surrounding part of the urethra, the tube that carries urine out of the body. Its primary role is to produce fluid that nourishes and transports sperm. Although relatively small, its location means that even modest enlargement can begin pressing against the urinary passage. When that happens, men may notice slower urine flow, increased urgency, difficulty getting started, or the feeling that the bladder isn't completely empty after urinating. These symptoms become more common with age because the prostate naturally changes over time. One of the most common conditions affecting older men is benign prostatic hyperplasia, often called BPH. Despite the intimidating name, benign simply means it is not cancer. Instead, it refers to a non-cancerous enlargement of the prostate that becomes increasingly common as men grow older. Many men over 60 experience some degree of enlargement, although not everyone develops bothersome symptoms. This is why paying attention to your body matters. The earlier you recognize gradual changes, the sooner you can discuss them with your healthcare provider and explore practical strategies that may help. It's also important to remember that not every urinary symptom is caused by an enlarged prostate. Infections, certain medications, bladder conditions, diabetes, and even drinking habits can all influence how often you urinate and how strong your urinary stream feels. That is one reason why self-diagnosis is never the best approach. Persistent or worsening symptoms deserve professional evaluation. Many men delay seeking help because they feel embarrassed discussing urinary or sexual health. I want to reassure you that these conversations are among the most common discussions healthcare professionals have every day. There is no judgment. Your questions are valid. Your concerns are important. And in many cases, effective solutions are available. The goal isn't simply to help you urinate more comfortably. The goal is to help you continue enjoying the activities that make life meaningful. Whether that's traveling with your family, spending time outdoors, exercising, sleeping through the night, or simply feeling confident enough to leave home without constantly searching for the nearest restroom, maintaining prostate health supports every one of those experiences. Throughout this video, we're going to explore practical habits that are supported by medical research and can easily fit into everyday life. None of them require perfection. None of them demand dramatic lifestyle changes overnight. Instead, they focus on steady improvements that become easier the longer you practice them. Sometimes the smallest daily decisions create the biggest long-term benefits. And the first habit we're about to discuss may seem surprisingly simple, yet it influences nearly every aspect of urinary health. It begins with something every man does every day, but very few think about strategically: the way you drink water. Sometimes the simplest habits are also the easiest to overlook. Most people assume that staying hydrated means drinking as much water as possible whenever they remember. While water is certainly essential, the timing of when you drink it can be just as important as the amount. This becomes especially true after the age of 60, when the body's natural thirst signals become less reliable and changes in the urinary system make the bladder more sensitive than it once was. Think about your own routine for a moment. Do you often get busy during the morning, realize late in the afternoon that you've hardly had anything to drink, and then try to make up for it by consuming several large glasses of water during the evening? If so, you're certainly not alone. Many men follow this exact pattern without realizing how much it can affect their sleep and urinary comfort. When your body goes for long periods without enough fluids, urine becomes more concentrated. Instead of being pale and diluted, it contains a higher concentration of waste products that can irritate the lining of the bladder. For someone whose prostate is already enlarged or whose urinary tract has become more sensitive with age, that irritation can make symptoms feel even worse. You may notice a stronger urge to urinate, more frequent bathroom visits, or increased discomfort that wasn't present before. Then comes the evening. After realizing you haven't had enough water during the day, it's tempting to drink several large glasses before bedtime. Unfortunately, your kidneys continue filtering those fluids while you're trying to sleep. Instead of enjoying several hours of uninterrupted rest, you may find yourself waking repeatedly throughout the night to empty your bladder. Poor sleep doesn't just leave you feeling tired the next morning. Night after night, interrupted sleep can influence your mood, concentration, energy levels, immune function, and even cardiovascular health. This is why smarter hydration isn't about drinking less water. It's about spreading your fluid intake throughout the hours when your body is naturally active. Starting your morning with a full glass of water helps replace fluids lost overnight and prepares your body for the day ahead. From there, drinking moderate amounts consistently throughout the morning and afternoon allows your kidneys to process fluids gradually instead of all at once. As evening approaches, many healthcare professionals recommend reducing unnecessary fluid intake during the final few hours before bedtime, unless your physician has advised otherwise or you have medical conditions that require different hydration strategies. This simple adjustment often helps reduce nighttime bathroom trips without causing dehydration. Another important point involves what you're drinking. Water should remain your primary source of hydration whenever possible. Some beverages can irritate the bladder in certain individuals. Large amounts of caffeine, energy drinks, sugary beverages, and excessive alcohol may increase urinary urgency or frequency for some men. Not everyone responds the same way, but paying attention to how your body reacts can provide valuable clues. Keeping a simple journal for a week can sometimes reveal patterns you never noticed before. Write down approximately when you drink fluids, what beverages you choose, and how often you wake up during the night. Many patients are surprised to discover that small changes in timing lead to meaningful improvements within just a few days. Hydration also supports more than just the bladder. Adequate fluid intake helps circulation, assists the kidneys in removing waste products, supports healthy digestion, and contributes to overall body function. Every organ benefits when hydration is consistent, rather than irregular. This is one reason why healthy habits often work together. Improving one area of your routine frequently creates positive effects in several others. Of course, hydration alone won't solve every prostate concern. If you're experiencing blood in the urine, severe pain, inability to urinate, unexplained weight loss, persistent burning during urination, or rapidly worsening symptoms, those situations require prompt medical evaluation rather than home management. Lifestyle habits are designed to support health, not replace professional medical care. Still, for many men with mild urinary symptoms associated with aging, improving hydration habits can become one of the easiest and most practical places to begin. There's another habit that works hand in hand with proper hydration, and unlike medication or expensive equipment, it requires nothing more than a comfortable pair of shoes and a willingness to move for a few minutes each day. We'll explore that next. Let's continue with the next habit, because if hydration lays the foundation for a healthier urinary system, movement is what helps keep that system functioning efficiently. The human body was never designed to remain seated for hours at a time. Yet for many men after retirement, daily movement gradually decreases, whether it's spending more time watching television, driving, reading, or simply relaxing at home. Long periods of sitting become common. While rest certainly has its place, too much inactivity can quietly affect circulation throughout the body, including the pelvic region, where the prostate, bladder, and surrounding muscles depend on a healthy blood supply. One of the most practical forms of exercise isn't intense training or spending hours in a gym. It's something nearly everyone can do, regardless of fitness level. A simple walk after a meal, even 10 to 15 minutes of comfortable walking, can encourage healthy blood flow, help regulate blood sugar, support digestion, and reduce the low-grade inflammation that often increases with age. These changes may seem small in the moment, but over months and years, they can contribute to better overall prostate health and improved urinary comfort. Think of your circulation as a delivery system. Every heartbeat sends oxygen, nutrients, hormones, and immune cells throughout your body. When circulation is working efficiently, tissues receive the resources they need to maintain themselves and recover from everyday wear. But when movement becomes limited day after day, blood flow can become less efficient, muscles weaken, and inflammation may become more difficult for the body to regulate. While walking isn't a cure for prostate enlargement, it supports many of the body's natural maintenance systems that help keep organs functioning as well as possible. After eating, your body begins digesting food and managing the rise in blood glucose that naturally follows a meal. Gentle movement helps muscles use glucose more efficiently, reducing unnecessary spikes in blood sugar. Better blood sugar control is beneficial not only for metabolic health, but also because long-term metabolic problems have been linked with greater inflammation and an increased likelihood of urinary symptoms in some men. In other words, that short walk after lunch or dinner benefits much more than your waistline. Many people assume exercise must be exhausting to produce results. Fortunately, that's not true. Consistency matters far more than intensity. A relaxed pace that slightly raises your breathing while still allowing comfortable conversation is often enough. You don't need expensive shoes, special equipment, or a gym membership. A walk around your neighborhood, through a local park, inside a shopping center, or even back and forth through your home during poor weather can all contribute to better health. I've spoken with many older adults who initially believed 10 minutes couldn't possibly make a difference. But after several weeks, they often describe sleeping more comfortably, feeling more energetic during the day, and noticing gradual improvements in stiffness, digestion, and overall mobility. While everyone's experience is different, these positive changes remind us that the body responds remarkably well to regular movement, even when the exercise itself seems simple. Walking also provides benefits that extend beyond the physical. Stepping outside for a few minutes allows you to disconnect from daily stress, enjoy fresh air, and clear your mind. Chronic stress increases the production of hormones such as cortisol, and although stress alone doesn't cause prostate disease, it can make urinary urgency, muscle tension, and sleep problems feel more noticeable. Gentle physical activity acts as a natural stress reliever, helping both the body and mind settle into a healthier rhythm. If walking with a spouse, family member, neighbor, or friend is an option, the benefits may become even greater. Social interaction has been associated with better emotional health, improved motivation, and greater consistency when maintaining healthy routines. Instead of viewing your evening walk as another task on your schedule, think of it as an opportunity to reconnect with someone you care about, with your community, and with your own well-being. Of course, not everyone can walk comfortably. If arthritis, balance concerns, heart disease, or another medical condition limits mobility, there are still alternatives worth discussing with your healthcare provider. Chair exercises, water-based activities, gentle stretching, or supervised physical therapy programs can often provide meaningful movement while respecting individual limitations. The important message is not that everyone must walk the same distance or at the same speed. The goal is simply to avoid allowing prolonged inactivity to become your daily routine. Now let's turn to another subject that many men hesitate to discuss, even though it plays an important role in prostate health. It's a topic that often carries unnecessary embarrassment, despite being a completely normal part of male biology. We're talking about sexual health. As men grow older, changes in hormone levels, circulation, medications, medical conditions, and emotional factors can all influence sexual function. Because of these changes, many men assume that intimacy is no longer important after a certain age. In reality, maintaining a healthy sexual life, when possible and appropriate for your circumstances, can be one aspect of supporting overall prostate function as well as emotional well-being. The prostate is responsible for producing much of the fluid that becomes part of semen. Like many organs in the body, it functions best when its normal physiological processes continue regularly. Research has explored whether regular ejaculation may be associated with a lower long-term risk of certain prostate conditions, although scientists continue to study exactly how these relationships work. While no single habit can eliminate the risk of prostate disease, maintaining healthy sexual function appears to be one component of a balanced lifestyle for many men. Beyond the prostate itself, intimacy offers benefits that reach far beyond physical health. Affection, emotional connection, and healthy relationships contribute to reduced stress, improved mood, and a greater sense of overall life satisfaction. These emotional factors influence sleep quality, cardiovascular health, immune function, and even motivation to maintain other healthy habits. It's also important to understand that experiencing changes in sexual function does not mean you should simply accept them without asking for help. Erectile dysfunction, reduced desire, or difficulty with sexual performance may sometimes reflect underlying conditions, such as diabetes, high blood pressure, hormonal changes, medication side effects, or cardiovascular disease. Rather than viewing these symptoms as something to hide, consider them valuable signals that deserve an open conversation with your healthcare provider. Modern medicine offers many safe evaluation methods and treatment options, and in many cases, addressing the underlying cause improves not only sexual health, but overall health as well. The most important message is this: caring for your prostate is never about focusing on one single habit. It's about building a lifestyle where hydration, movement, emotional well-being, healthy relationships, and regular medical care work together to support your body as you age. And in the next section, we'll explore how the foods you choose every day can either support your prostate or gradually increase inflammation over time, often without you realizing it. Food has an incredible influence on the body, yet many people underestimate the impact that everyday meals have on long-term prostate health. We often think of food only in terms of calories or weight, but every meal also provides the building blocks your cells use to repair themselves, manage inflammation, support the immune system, and maintain healthy hormone balance. By the time a man reaches his 60s, these processes become even more important because the body's natural repair mechanisms are no longer as efficient as they were decades earlier. That doesn't mean healthy aging isn't possible. It simply means that your daily food choices begin to matter even more than they once did. Imagine your body as a home that has stood strong for many years. When the house is new, it can recover quickly from small problems. But as time passes, regular maintenance becomes essential. Replacing worn materials, fixing small cracks, and protecting the structure from damage prevents much larger problems in the future. Your prostate works in much the same way. Every day it faces exposure to normal metabolic stress, inflammation, and the natural effects of aging. Providing it with the nutrients it needs gives your body the best opportunity to maintain healthy tissue over the long term. One nutrient that has received significant scientific attention is lycopene. Lycopene is a naturally occurring antioxidant that gives tomatoes, watermelon, pink grapefruit, and several other fruits their rich red color. Interestingly, cooked tomatoes often provide lycopene in a form that the body absorbs more efficiently than raw tomatoes. That's one reason tomato sauce, tomato soup, or cooked tomatoes can become valuable additions to a balanced diet. Antioxidants like lycopene help neutralize unstable molecules known as free radicals. These molecules are produced naturally during normal metabolism, but when they accumulate in excessive amounts, they contribute to oxidative stress that can damage cells over time. Reducing oxidative stress supports the health of many organs, including the prostate. While no food can guarantee protection against prostate disease, diets rich in antioxidant-containing fruits and vegetables have consistently been associated with better overall health outcomes. Another group of foods worth discussing includes cruciferous vegetables. Broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, and kale belong to this family. These vegetables contain natural compounds that researchers continue to study for their potential role in supporting the body's detoxification systems and helping regulate normal cell function. They also provide fiber, vitamins, and minerals that contribute to digestive health, cardiovascular function, and metabolic balance. Many people assume healthy eating requires expensive specialty foods. Fortunately, that's rarely the case. Simple vegetables prepared at home often provide tremendous nutritional value. The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. Adding one extra serving of vegetables each day may seem like a small step, but over the course of months and years, those choices accumulate into meaningful improvements. Healthy fats also deserve attention. For many years, all dietary fat was viewed negatively. Today we understand that the type of fat matters far more than simply the amount. Foods such as walnuts, almonds, pumpkin seeds, flax seeds, olive oil, and fatty fish like salmon or sardines provide nutrients that support heart health while helping regulate inflammatory processes throughout the body. Since cardiovascular health and prostate health often share many of the same lifestyle risk factors, improving one frequently benefits the other. Pumpkin seeds, in particular, are often mentioned in discussions about men's health because they naturally contain zinc. Zinc is involved in numerous biological processes, including immune function, wound healing, and normal prostate physiology. Although most people can obtain adequate zinc through a balanced diet, it's important to remember that more is not always better. High-dose supplements should never replace medical advice. Whole foods remain the safest and most reliable source for most healthy adults, unless a physician recommends otherwise. Protein is another essential part of healthy aging. As we grow older, maintaining muscle mass becomes increasingly important for balance, strength, metabolism, and independence. Lean protein sources such as fish, skinless poultry, beans, lentils, and moderate amounts of low-fat dairy can help meet the body's needs without excessive saturated fat. When meals contain balanced portions of protein, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats, blood sugar tends to remain more stable, providing steady energy throughout the day. On the other hand, diets dominated by highly processed foods often tell a different story. Foods loaded with added sugars, refined carbohydrates, excessive sodium, and unhealthy fats may contribute to chronic inflammation, obesity, insulin resistance, and cardiovascular disease. These conditions don't affect only the heart or blood vessels. They influence nearly every organ system, including the urinary tract and prostate. This doesn't mean you must eliminate every favorite food forever. Healthy eating is not about guilt. It's about balance. Enjoying an occasional dessert or celebration meal isn't what determines long-term health. Your regular daily pattern matters much more than occasional exceptions. One helpful approach is to think about adding nutritious foods instead of constantly focusing on what you should avoid. When your plate naturally becomes filled with colorful vegetables, fruits, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats, there's often less room left for foods that provide little nutritional value. This mindset feels less restrictive and is usually easier to maintain for years rather than weeks. Another important but frequently overlooked aspect of nutrition is portion size. As metabolism slows with age, the body generally requires fewer calories than it did during younger adulthood. Eating slowly, paying attention to hunger cues, and avoiding oversized portions can help maintain a healthy weight. Excess body fat, particularly around the abdomen, has been associated with increased inflammation and a higher risk of several chronic diseases. Maintaining a healthy weight, therefore, becomes another indirect way of supporting prostate health. Finally, remember that food is only one piece of a much larger picture. Nutrition works best when combined with regular movement, proper hydration, quality sleep, routine medical care, and stress management. These habits reinforce one another, creating a foundation that supports healthy aging rather than relying on any single superfood or miracle supplement. Speaking of healthy aging, there is one lifestyle habit that many people sacrifice first when life becomes busy, even though it influences hormones, immune function, tissue repair, and overall vitality more than almost anything else. That habit is sleep. And in the next part, we'll explore why getting truly restorative sleep may be one of the most powerful yet underestimated ways to support your prostate after the age of 60. Quality sleep is often treated as a luxury, something we hope to get if time allows. But from a medical perspective, sleep is one of the body's most important repair systems. Every night, while you are resting, your brain and your organs begin a carefully coordinated process of recovery. Hormones are balanced, damaged tissues are repaired, immune cells become more active, and inflammation is regulated. These processes happen quietly in the background, yet they influence nearly every aspect of your health, including the condition of your prostate. As men grow older, protecting this nightly recovery period becomes just as important as eating well or staying physically active. Unfortunately, many men over 60 believe poor sleep is simply something they have to live with. They wake 2 or 3 times to urinate. They struggle to fall back asleep. They begin each morning feeling tired instead of refreshed. After weeks, months, or even years of interrupted rest, they gradually accept fatigue as their new normal. But the body never truly adapts to chronic sleep deprivation. Instead, it continues to pay the price. During the deepest stages of sleep, your body releases hormones that help regulate inflammation, support tissue repair, and maintain normal metabolic function. Healthy sleep also contributes to balanced testosterone production, which naturally changes as men age. Although testosterone is only one factor affecting prostate health, maintaining normal hormonal balance supports many essential functions throughout the body, including muscle strength, energy levels, bone health, mood, and sexual well-being. When sleep becomes fragmented night after night, these natural repair systems become less efficient. Stress hormones remain elevated for longer periods. Inflammatory markers may increase. The immune system cannot function at its full potential. Over time, this creates an internal environment that is less supportive of healthy aging. Research has repeatedly shown that individuals who consistently sleep poorly face higher risks of several chronic conditions, including cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, obesity, and reduced cognitive performance. Although sleep alone does not determine prostate health, it is one of the foundational habits that helps the entire body function more effectively. Many men ask whether waking to urinate is causing poor sleep, or whether poor sleep is making urinary symptoms feel worse. In many cases, the answer is both. An enlarged prostate may interrupt sleep by increasing nighttime urination. At the same time, inadequate sleep can make the bladder feel more sensitive, reduce pain tolerance, increase daytime fatigue, and leave you feeling less able to cope with normal symptoms. This creates a frustrating cycle where each problem reinforces the other. Breaking that cycle often requires addressing both sleep quality and urinary health together. The good news is that improving sleep hygiene doesn't require complicated equipment or expensive treatments. Small, consistent changes often produce meaningful improvements over time. One of the most effective strategies is maintaining a regular sleep schedule. Going to bed and waking up at approximately the same time every day helps regulate your body's internal clock. Over several weeks, this consistency encourages more predictable sleep patterns and improves the quality of deep sleep. Your sleeping environment also plays an important role. A bedroom that is cool, dark, and quiet helps signal to the brain that it is time to rest. Blackout curtains, comfortable bedding, and reducing unnecessary noise can make a noticeable difference for many people. Even small sources of light, such as bright digital clocks or electronic devices, may interfere with the natural production of melatonin, the hormone that helps regulate sleep. Another common challenge is screen exposure before bedtime. Televisions, smartphones, tablets, and computers emit blue light that can delay the brain's preparation for sleep. Replacing the final 30 to 60 minutes before bed with relaxing activities such as reading a book, listening to calm music, practicing gentle stretching, or enjoying quiet conversation can help your body transition more naturally into sleep. Your evening eating habits also deserve attention. Large, heavy meals immediately before bedtime may contribute to indigestion and discomfort that interfere with restful sleep. Likewise, consuming excessive fluids late in the evening can increase the likelihood of waking during the night to urinate. As we discussed earlier, distributing your fluid intake throughout the day, instead of drinking large amounts before bed, often supports both better sleep and greater urinary comfort. Caffeine is another factor worth considering. Many people recognize that coffee can interfere with sleep, but caffeine is also present in tea, certain soft drinks, energy beverages, chocolate, and even some medications. Because sensitivity to caffeine varies between individuals, paying attention to your own response can help determine whether reducing afternoon or evening intake improves your sleep quality. Physical activity during the day also contributes to more restful nights. Men who engage in regular exercise often report falling asleep more easily and experiencing deeper, more refreshing sleep. The important point is timing. Gentle exercise earlier in the day usually supports sleep, whereas vigorous workouts immediately before bedtime may leave some individuals feeling too energized to rest comfortably. It's equally important to recognize when poor sleep deserves professional evaluation. Loud snoring, pauses in breathing during sleep, excessive daytime sleepiness, or waking up gasping for air may indicate obstructive sleep apnea, a condition that becomes more common with age and can significantly affect cardiovascular health and overall well-being. Sleep apnea is treatable, and receiving proper care often leads to improvements in both energy levels and quality of life. Similarly, persistent insomnia should never be dismissed simply because of age. Effective treatments are available, and discussing ongoing sleep difficulties with your healthcare provider is always worthwhile. As we bring these lifestyle habits together, a clear pattern begins to emerge. Healthy aging rarely depends on one dramatic decision. Instead, it is built through small actions that are repeated consistently. Each healthy meal, each walk after dinner, each full night's sleep, each glass of water consumed at the right time, and every positive choice becomes another investment in your future health. None of these habits promise perfection. None can prevent every medical condition. But together, they create an environment that allows your body to function at its highest potential as the years go by. In the final part of this discussion, we'll bring everything together into a simple, practical action plan you can begin immediately. We'll also discuss why it's never too late to improve your prostate health, regardless of your age or whether you've already started experiencing symptoms, and how small changes made today can continue paying dividends for years to come. The most important message I want you to remember isn't hidden inside complicated medical research or expensive treatment plans. It's something much simpler. Your prostate health is influenced by what you repeatedly do, not by what you do once in a while. Every healthy choice becomes another step toward preserving your independence, your confidence, and your quality of life. While aging is a journey none of us can stop, the way we care for our bodies during that journey remains largely within our control. And that's encouraging because it means today's decisions can still shape tomorrow's health. Let's take a moment to bring everything we've discussed together. We began by talking about hydration, not simply drinking more water, but drinking it wisely. Keeping your body consistently hydrated throughout the day while reducing excessive fluids shortly before bedtime can help minimize unnecessary bladder irritation and improve nighttime comfort. It's a small adjustment that many men can begin immediately without spending a single dollar. Next came movement. A short walk after meals may seem almost too simple to matter, yet regular physical activity supports healthy circulation, helps regulate blood sugar, reduces inflammation, and benefits not only your prostate, but also your heart, muscles, joints, and mental well-being. You don't have to become an athlete. You simply need to keep your body moving. We also explored the importance of maintaining healthy sexual function whenever possible. Open conversations about intimacy are often uncomfortable, but they shouldn't be. Sexual health is part of overall health. If changes occur, they deserve attention rather than silence. Seeking medical guidance when concerns arise is not a sign of weakness. It's one of the most responsible decisions you can make for your long-term well-being. Nutrition formed another essential piece of the puzzle. Every meal represents an opportunity to nourish your body with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, healthy fats, fiber, and lean proteins that support normal cellular function. No single food is magical. No supplement can replace a balanced lifestyle, but consistently choosing wholesome foods gives your body the resources it needs to maintain itself as efficiently as possible. Then we discussed restorative sleep. Each night offers your body an opportunity to repair tissues, regulate hormones, strengthen immune function, and prepare for the next day. Protecting your sleep isn't selfish. It's one of the greatest investments you can make in your future health. These habits may appear ordinary when viewed individually. Drink water, take a walk, eat nourishing meals, sleep well, stay physically and emotionally healthy. Yet together they create something extraordinary. They form a lifestyle that supports healthy aging from multiple directions at the same time. One question I hear quite often is, what if I've already started having urinary symptoms? Have I waited too long? The answer, in many cases, is no. It is never too late to begin making healthier choices. While lifestyle changes cannot reverse every medical condition or eliminate the need for treatment when it becomes necessary, they frequently improve overall health, reduce symptom burden, and enhance quality of life. Your body continues responding to positive habits regardless of whether you're 60, 70, or even 80 years old. I've met individuals who believed declining health was simply an unavoidable consequence of aging. After gradually improving their daily routines, many discovered they had more energy, slept better, moved more comfortably, and felt greater confidence in their everyday lives. The improvements didn't happen overnight. There wasn't one dramatic turning point. Instead, progress came through small actions repeated day after day. That's exactly how lasting health is built. It's also important to recognize when lifestyle changes should be combined with professional medical care. If you experience blood in your urine, persistent pelvic pain, fever, sudden inability to urinate, unexplained weight loss, severe urinary difficulties, or symptoms that continue worsening despite healthy habits, don't delay seeking medical evaluation. Routine prostate examinations and discussions with your healthcare provider remain an important part of healthy aging. Early detection often provides more treatment options and better outcomes. Remember that caring for your prostate doesn't mean living in fear of disease. The goal isn't to spend every day worrying about what might happen. The goal is to create habits that allow you to focus on living your life with greater freedom and confidence. Imagine sleeping through most nights without constantly checking the clock. Imagine taking a long drive without feeling anxious about every restroom stop. Imagine enjoying time with family, traveling, exercising, or pursuing your favorite hobbies without allowing urinary symptoms to dictate your schedule. These experiences contribute to something much larger than physical health. They contribute to independence, and independence is one of the greatest gifts we can preserve as we grow older. Perhaps the most encouraging aspect of everything we've discussed is that you don't need to transform your entire lifestyle by tomorrow morning. Trying to change everything at once often leads to frustration. Instead, begin with one manageable habit. Maybe tomorrow you'll focus on drinking water more consistently throughout the day. Next week you might add a 10-minute walk after dinner. Then perhaps you'll improve your bedtime routine, increase your vegetable intake, or schedule the medical checkup you've been postponing. Each new habit strengthens the one before it. Over time, these small improvements become your normal routine. That's when real transformation begins. If there's one final thought I'd like to leave you with, it's this. Growing older does not automatically mean surrendering your vitality. Age brings change, but it also brings wisdom, experience, and the opportunity to care for yourself more intentionally than ever before. Your body has supported you through every stage of life. Now it deserves the same care and attention in return. Treat your health as a lifelong investment rather than a last-minute repair project. Every positive decision you make today becomes a gift to your future self. Thank you for spending this time with me and investing in your health. I genuinely hope this discussion has given you practical knowledge, reassurance, and the confidence to take meaningful steps toward supporting your prostate and your overall well-being. If you found this information helpful, consider sharing it with someone who might benefit from hearing it as well. Many men continue to struggle in silence simply because these conversations rarely happen. The more we educate one another, the more lives we have the opportunity to improve. Take care of yourself. Stay consistent with the habits we've discussed. Keep communicating openly with your healthcare team. And remember that healthy aging is not about perfection. It's about making better choices, one day at a time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.